Ladies and gentlemen, the academic procession is about to enter the hall. We will be singing the national anthem. The words are on page 11 of the program. Please be upstanding for the academic procession and remain standing for the national anthem.
I, Kevin John Scarce, Chancellor of the University of Adelaide, declare open this congregation convened for the purposes of presenting degrees. Might I acknowledge the Kaurna people, the original custodians of the Adelaide Plains and land upon which The university's campuses at North Terrace, Waite and Roseworthy are built. I pay my respects to the Aboriginal leaders, past, present and emerging. It's terrific to see Bonython Hall overflowing this afternoon for the graduation ceremonies. Can I welcome all of our distinguished guests, certainly our graduates, their parents, their friends, their relatives. It's terrific to see you here this afternoon. Graduation days are a day of great pride and satisfaction for our graduates, and no doubt for their family and friends who've been instrumental in their education journey to date. It's often a day of reflection of past achievements, perhaps more importantly, the opportunities and the challenges in the future. We live in an incredibly lucky country, blessed with abundant natural resources, with people who are hardworking, resourceful and resilient. Previous generations have laid the framework for this success, and now our graduates, armed with new skills and new knowledge, have their opportunity to make their contribution to our state, nation, indeed to the globe. As you think about your future, and I'm sure you've been doing that, I hope you will spare some time to look after those people who have not had the opportunity that you currently enjoy. I look forward to presenting your degrees shortly, but before doing so, it's my great pleasure to introduce today's orator. Today's orator is Mr. Scott Ashby. Scott Ashby has over 20 years leadership experience in primary industries, water management, natural resource management, environmental protection, and he is currently the Chief Executive Officer of Primary Industries Regions in South Australia. Previously, Scott has been the Chief Executive of the Premier's Murray-Darling Basin Task Force in the South Australian Government, was Deputy Chief Executive of the Department of Premier and Cabinet, where he led a number of important policy and program divisions and corporate services. Scott currently also co-chairs the University of Adelaide's Agri-Food and Wine Advisory Board. He's a member of People and Culture of the Committee of Council, and we are very grateful for the support that he provides to our university. We are indeed privileged to hear him speak today. Please welcome Scott Ashby.
Good afternoon. Chancellor, Rear Admiral the Honourable Kevin Scarce, Pro Vice-Chancellor Professor Philippa Levy, distinguished guests, members of academic staff, families, and most importantly, those graduates are here to celebrate their graduation. May I begin by acknowledging that the land we meet on today is the traditional lands of the Kaurna people, and I respect their spiritual relationship with their country. I'm very humbled to have the opportunity to address you today on this, I think, a very significant milestone in the lives of the graduates. You've built on important groundwork which will be a lifelong journey of learning and discovery. Well, really, when you think about it, we're living in an amazing point in history. We're experiencing a pace of change that we've never seen before. We only have to look at the impact of businesses such as Apple that they've had on communication, or eBay has had on consumer behaviour in only a few short years. Think about the changes that you've seen during your time at university. And this is all thanks to science, technology, business models, and importantly, human ingenuity. We have become a hyper-connected consumer society, not just in our daily lives, but we're connected with the whole world in so many different ways. But history's shown that we consumers are poor predictors of the technological advances that will drive our future. Henry Ford, the maker of the first automobile, famously stated, "If I'd asked people what they wanted, they would have said faster horses." It's the focus on solving the issues of today's consumers that will drive innovation into the future. Our food and agribusiness industries in this state and in Australia, and in fact around the world, are no exception to this rule. Industries to which every person in this room today has a connection, even if you're only a consumer, an eater of food or a drinker of a wine and beer, hopefully South Australian wine. The National Farmers Federation has set a target to grow our national farm gate output to $100 billion by 2030. What does that aspiration actually mean? It means that agribusiness will need to grow by about 70% in the coming 12 years. And to achieve this target, seeking and embracing change will need to become the normal part of any business operation. Applied science and business in the workplace, on farm, in manufacturing, in government, in universities, and in other research arenas will be critical for Australia's future. I'd like to share with you today some insights into the future of the food system and share with you how, as graduates and the next generation of change agents, you can play a role in that future. On a sunny spring day almost 3 years ago, not unlike today, I travelled 300 kilometres north of Adelaide along National Highway 1 to Port Augusta. It's pretty much a desert out there. The landscape became more barren and the wheat fields gave way to sparse saltbush plains. Not much grows out there. Or so I thought. Standing out in those red plains was a shining solar tower and 24,000 mirrors. This was Sundrop Farms, the largest single climate-controlled glasshouse in the Southern Hemisphere. The tower, the mirrors, the solar desalination facilities supply the electricity, the heat, and desalinated seawater to support the production of 350 tonnes of tomatoes each week from just 20 hectares of greenhouse. Like Apple and eBay, this new seawater-fed, biosecure solar greenhouse was disrupting traditional industry. Sundrop had a vision and they had a new business model for the future. Fresh food production, a vision that met consumer expectations for a sustainably produced, safe, quality product that could be available 365 days of the year, and it's here in South Australia. Today, in another part of Australia, on a mixed cropping and livestock operation, which many of you would think the most traditional form of agriculture in Australia, the farmer no longer spends long hours driving around checking sheep, fences and water troughs. He too has a new business model. The connected farm has employed drones and a range of sensors to feed information back to a central system to alert the business manager when there's an issue, saving time and thousands of dollars in labour costs. Now, in time, that drone footage won't even need to be actively monitored by a human. As some bright spark, possibly someone in this room today, will develop the algorithms to alert the manager to a change in sheep behaviour and hence the need for human intervention, or perhaps the deployment of an autonomous robot in response. This future is not far away. To maximise efficiencies in their cropping operations, this farm's mapped the soil profile and put in place a series of soil sensors. The data enables a self-steering, satellite-guided tractor to provide the right amount of seed and fertiliser to maximise the growth of each and every wheat plant. And this wheat seed was bred in a laboratory, possibly at the Wade Institute, designed to grow in drier conditions and increase water use efficiency to adapt to our changing climate. Now, while technology is enabling us to increase productivity at an ever-increasing rate, there are a number of other challenges that food producers and businesses need to consider to meet the needs of the future consumer. As noted at Sundrop, consumer expectations that their food is clean, safe and healthy are increasing the need for traceability in the value chains. This is leading to the development of isotope fingerprinting and high-tech barcoding of individual products such as wine and fruit to protect against fraud, to protect our exports and to enable immediate tracebacks in case of a product recall. Now, I can't answer how you put a barcode on an individual tomato. I don't know that, but what I do know is that will be answered in the very near future. Consumer preferences are also changing. We all see this as societies move towards a lifestyle built around well-being. We're seeing the development of foods with enhanced health attributes, functional foods such as high omega-3 cereals and lactose-free milk. And we're also seeing the growth of vegetarian and flexitarian lifestyles that are driving the development of new protein alternatives. And finally, consumers are seeking to know that their food is produced ethically and in an environmentally sustainable way. All of these factors are resulting in the development of globally recognised certification schemes to provide the necessary credentials for our food producers looking to trade in the global marketplace. So science and technology are changing even the most traditional farming pursuits. But if the future is here now, what will tomorrow bring? As graduates, I believe that you will take us into that future. You're embracing science, policy, and technology like no other generation before you. Today is a very important point in your personal life timeline. So where do you think your next future milestone will land? Well, of course, we all know life is not always a straight line. As Henry Ford noted, we're not always the best predictors of what we need or what we will do. In this world of constant change, I encourage you to be flexible and open to disruption, which may well see you deviate from that straight line. You may think your degree has set you up on a certain career path, but be prepared for the change which will inevitably occur. Seek out the jobs and roles that enable you to diversify your experience, that enable you to transfer the knowledge and expertise that you've gained here at the university in one discipline to a whole new sector, one that you may not have even considered at this point in time. Because it will be the transfer of knowledge, science, professional, legal and policy advice, technology, between industries that will disrupt and revolutionise the way we do business and the way we will meet the needs of future consumers. Australia will look to you to seek out challenges, to share your knowledge, to collaborate with others, and to always be inquiring and adventurous. I'd like to congratulate you on your achievements and best of luck with your future. Thank you.
On behalf of the graduates and their families attending today's ceremony, I would like to thank Mr. Scott Ashby for his stimulating and inspiring address. We are honoured that you have taken the time to join us on this special day to share with us your thoughts and experiences. Your words of encouragement and advice are greatly appreciated. They remind us that education places upon each of us an enduring responsibility to make the best possible use of our talents and to contribute to the betterment of society in whatever way we can. Please join me once again in thanking Mr. Scott Ashby.
I will now receive candidates for degrees. I call upon Professor Philippa Levi, Pro Vice-Chancellor, Student Learning.
Chancellor, I, Professor Philippa Levy, Pro Vice-Chancellor, Student Learning of the University of Adelaide, certify to you and the whole university that the graduates who will be presented to you have all fulfilled the conditions prescribed for admission to the award for which they are so presented?
I, Kevin John Scarce, Chancellor of the University of Adelaide, by virtue of the power committed to me by the University, confirm that each graduate is admitted to the rank and privileges of a holder of the award in the University of Adelaide for which they are so presented. I call upon the Head of the School of Economics, Professor Gareth Miles, to present the graduates.
Chancellor, I, Head of the School of Economics, Professor Gareth Miles, present to you graduates from the Adelaide Business School to the degree of Bachelor of Innovation, Entrepreneurship, Turaya Majid Saif El Maruki. Ahmed Rashid Amor Sultan Ashby. Aisha Farouk. Patrick Leonard Payne. And Todd Smythe. To the Graduate Certificate in Wine Business, Catherine Elizabeth Fleming. To the Graduate Certificate in Self-Managed Superannuation Funds, Brooke Rebecca Elizabeth Hepburn Rogers. And Catherine Hope. To the degree of Master of Wine Business, Yubo Peng. Riya Katyal. Zhao Shaw. Anki Wang. Dudu Wang. And Chi Ling Yu. To the degree of Master of Professional Accounting, Catherine Anna Lee. To the degree of Master of International Business, Mitchell Graham Abrahams. Dylan de Blackware. And Andrew John Donhart Riley. To the degree of Master of Marketing, Anna Dudas. Inga Goldberg. Gretel Isabella Ramsey, and Zhongyi Sheng. To the degree of Master of Business Administration, Andrew Aldan. Brett Alexander. Serena Angel Carnarvon. Jonathan Conti. Damien James Egan. Ashley Falconer Edwards. Mohammed Rakibul Hassan. Stephen Brett King. Kelly Ann Louise Knight Stacey. Ashley John Schultz. Robert John Tanner. And Tina Dandan Shu. To the degree of Master of Applied Project Management, Project Systems, Dharma Priya Chanda Rafni Bandara. Arman Kulshrestha. And Xiangyu Lu. To the degree of Master of Applied Project Management, Shaori Chen. Yao Fu. Sheng Gao. Yun Cheng Jia. Paul Mayen Mulao. Rujiechi. Zhao Chen Wang. Lai Wei. Zhen Shangsu. And Renyuan Zhong. To the degree of Master of Applied Innovation Entrepreneurship, Stephen Joseph Hansen. And Yanni Sapalioris. To the degree of Master of Accounting and Marketing, Jinghan Liu. Yinwan Wang. Xiaoming Xu. And Kylie Zhu. To the degree of Master of Accounting and Finance, Meng Li. Nan Li. Rizki Utami Saran. Chen Zhang. Xiaoyu Zhang. Li Rong Zhao. Yi Zheng. And Di Wei Zhong. To the degree of Master of Accounting, Fei Duan. Chancellor, I now present to you graduates from the Centre for Global Food and Agricultural Business. To the degree of Master of Global Food and Agricultural Business, Yuka Mitaumi. Jacqueline Ann Schiller. And Wang Yiling. To the degree of Master of Agribusiness, Benjamin David Pitt. Chancellor, I now present to you graduates from the Institute for International Trade and Development. To the degree of Master of International Trade and Development, Chuk Yu Pang. Chancellor, I now present to you graduates from the School of Economics. To the degree of Bachelor of Economics, Nicholas Robert Bendall. Q Ching Chin. Patrick John Dolan. Thomas Mervyn Hennessy. Also receiving the degree of Bachelor of Finance, William Horton. Neha Karamat. Zhan Liang. Yanying Lo, and Migat Mohammed Hazik Zamir bin Zairi. To the degree of Bachelor of Economics Advanced, Griffiths Asher Blewett. Daniel Carapiet, and Mohammed Kifli bin Shaha Boudin. To the degree of Master of Advanced Economics, John Lorenz Poquiz. To the degree of Doctor of Philosophy for a thesis entitled Essays on Political Economy and Economic Development, Dr. Desi Tarko Ambau. For a thesis entitled Standardised Test Scores and Educational Achievement in Australia, Dr. Sarah Brittany Lehman Cornell Farrow. And for a thesis entitled Essays on International Trade and Firm Performance, Dr. Habtamu Tesfai Ajigu. Chancellor, this concludes the graduates from the School of Economics.
Chancellor, I, Dean of Law of the Adelaide Law School, Professor Melissa de Zwart, present to you graduates from the Adelaide Law School. To the degree of Bachelor of Laws, Anisa Begovic. Samantha Bennett. Also receiving the degree of Bachelor of International Development, Georgia Eilish Brazenall. Kate Eleanor Brown. Matilda Kidman Burfield. Michelle Louise Elliott. Also receiving the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Morgan Hartley Merschner. Also receiving the degree of Bachelor of International Studies, Nicholas Earl Hay. Georgia Rose Hogg. Also receiving the degree of Bachelor of Commerce Accounting, Mark Richard Lane. Daniel Walter Messermaker. Also receiving the degree of Bachelor of Commerce Accounting, Alex Martine Miller. Julio Cesar Oleya Gallo. George Stephen Paniotopoulos. Also receiving the degree of Bachelor of Commerce Management, Chloe Joy Przinski. Silvana Roca Santos. Also receiving the degree of Bachelor of Commerce Accounting, Ashley Olivia Smith. Andre Julian Vafiadis. And Blake Thomas Carrington Wadlow. To the degree of Bachelor of Laws with Honours, also receiving the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Nicholas Philip Applin. Also receiving the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Riley Stephen Calaby. Also receiving the degree of Bachelor of Commerce Accounting, Deandra Chiacciarelli. Mitchell David Francis. Also receiving the degree of Bachelor of Science Biotechnology, Jacinta Claire May Freighter. Matthew Joseph Howe. Sarah Ann Jenkin Hall. Callum Stephen Morris. Also receiving the degree of Bachelor of Science, Ella Ann Byfield Price. Also receiving the degree of Bachelor of Commerce International Business, Connor James Rossi. Saskia Carla Sutton. Also receiving the degree of Bachelor of Commerce International Business and the Diploma in Languages, Jenny Tang. Jessica Wakelam. And also receiving the degree of Bachelor of Arts and the Diploma in Languages, Kelly Louise Williamson. To the degree Graduate Diploma in Legal Practice, also receiving the degrees of Bachelor of Laws and Bachelor of Commerce Accounting, Thomas Harris Graham. Tai Yuen Lam. And also receiving the degrees of Bachelor of Laws and Bachelor of International Studies, Damon Richard Nicholson. To the degree of Master of Laws, Valerie Alexandra Pantow. And Natanid Warawong. To the degree of Master of Comparative Laws, Adelaide Mannheim, Christopher George Kiroff. To the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, for a thesis entitled Demystifying Critical Legal Studies, Dr. James Gilchrist Stewart. Chancellor, this concludes the graduates from the Adelaide Law School.
Chancellor, I, Executive Dean for the Faculty of Sciences, Professor Keith Jones, present to you graduates from the Faculty of Sciences to the degree of Bachelor of Viticulture and Enology, Ziyu Ding. Brooke Anastasia Edson. Sei Lee. And Ziyuan Zhao. To the degree of Bachelor of Science, Wildlife Conservation Biology, Thomas William Goulden. David Michael Harrison. And Nathan James Moore. To the degree of Bachelor of Science, Mineral Geoscience, Sean Thomas Charles. And Josiah Samuel Matern. To the degree of Bachelor of Science, Evolutionary Biology, Chris Thomas. To the degree of Bachelor of Science, Biotechnology, Zara Nina Saeed Al-Dafni. Sienna Marie Centofanti. And Shitong Alice Han. To the degree of Bachelor of Science, Biomedical Science, Yu Sing Chan. Jill Chimaleski. Nanda Faye Jayande. Ying Si Pan. And Charles James Westwell. To the degree of Bachelor of Science, Animal Science, Cassidy Michelle Coulthard. Brooke Ann Green. And Lara Alice Tomlinson. To the degree of Bachelor of Science, Samuel Joel Abdillah. Also receiving the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Mohammed Nadir Abdul Aziz. Gulmira Ahmed. Anne Rao Wei. Nikita Butakov. Andrew Jeremy Chow. Alexandra Nicole Descalzi. Alison Sarah Eisman. Gerard Hurls. Alexander William Jackson. Tara Louise Jarrett. Jasmine Laundy. Matthew Lawrence Linky. Chi Ching Ma. Susmin Elizabeth Matthews. Danielle Jade McBride. Lucy Alice McCarthy. Shani Claire Sandico. Michael James Slade. Tina Starzic. Also receiving the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Morgan Nicole Sweet. Johnny Tang. Hamish Andrew McMahon Templar. Matthew Joseph Vasilev. And also receiving the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Jarek Webb. To the degree of Bachelor of Science Advanced, Rachel Amber Atkins. Tori Lynn Botha. Lucas de Garis. Olivia Anna Durda. Carla Ruth Galash. Bipen Preet Kaur Gill. Luke Tobias Haig Muir. Tate Jason James Hancocks. Alexandra Janice James. Jessica Santina Limangelli. Tegan Larissa Romain. Sophie Lauren Sagenschnitter. Jacqueline Claire Scafidi. And Grace Louise Tulichevsky. To the degree of Bachelor of Food and Nutrition Science, Shin Jan T. To the degree of Bachelor of Agricultural Sciences, Mei Shran Liao. Sean Yang Lu. Jacob Nathan Shaw. Zi Yong Wong. And Yiting Jia. To the honours degree of Bachelor of Science, High Performance Computational Physics, Apurv Jaswal. To the honours degree of Bachelor of Science, Molly Rose Olshiwadra. Hugh Holds. Sarah Isa Ishak. Vasily Kazimov. Madeline Capita. Maximilian Dirk McQuillan. Winoa Faye Onglau. Zoe Adelaide Pfeiffer. Elliot Grayson Raymond. Sherin Ann Thomas. Callan Jaree Ward. And Lauren Elizabeth Werner. To the Graduate Certificate in Biotechnology Biomedical, Abby Grace Cochrane. To the Graduate Diploma in Biotechnology Biomedical, Suzanne Elizabeth Angus. To the degree of Master of Viticulture and Enology, Chandrakumar Gamage Don. Yi He. Chan Ji Hong. Yu Ji Ji. And Sha Wang. To the degree of Master of Biotechnology Biomedical, Sonali Shrikant Deshmukh. Wei Zhong He. Li Ma. J.U. Ruan. Jiang Shao. Junyi Wang. Zhao Wei Wang. Yi Chao Wang. And Tianzi Yu. To the degree of Master of Philosophy for a thesis entitled Measuring Genome-Wide Changes in Chromatin State Using ChIP-seq, Katisha Lee Coburn. For a thesis entitled Application of Expectation Maximization Algorithm on Mixed Distributions, Christopher Luke Deacino. For a thesis entitled Conservation Ecology of Bornean Orangutans in the Greater Batang A Lanjak Entimo Landscape, Sarawak, Malaysia, Joshua Wan Anak George Pandong. For a thesis entitled Assessment of Vineyard Performance to Predict Wine Grape Quality, James Douglas Hook. For a thesis entitled A Systematic Study of Quartz Thermoluminescence for Forensic and Retrospective Dosimetry, Peter Jeffrey Hunter. For a thesis entitled Entrance Effects on Solution Transport through Nanoporous Membranes, Daniel Justin Rankin. And for a thesis entitled Polarization Effects of Exciton Migration and Singlet Fission in TIPS pentacene nanoparticles, Elizabeth Schreffel. To the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, for a thesis entitled Ancient and Contemporary Analyses of the Impact of the Agricultural Transition on the Human Oral Microbiome, Dr. Moslihuddin Abdul Rasik Abdul Aziz. For a thesis entitled Charge Symmetry Violation in the Extraction of Strangeness Form Factors of the Nucleon, Dr. Ali Abdullah Al-Karithri. For a thesis entitled Molecular and Genetic Characterization of Early Allurone Development in Barley, Hordeum vulgare Linnaeus, Dr. Matthew Cavern Ober. For a thesis entitled New Forensic DNA Profiling Techniques for Human Identification, Dr. Felicia Barden. For a thesis entitled Spectrophotometric Determination of pH and its Influence in Soils, Dr. Seema Bargrizan. For a thesis entitled Changing the Physical Properties of Texture Contrast Soils by Clay Delving, Dr. Giacomo Betti. For a thesis entitled Painting a Picture of the Ovarian Cancer N-glycome, Dr. Matthew Thomas Briggs. For a thesis entitled Tectonic Evolution and Paleogeography of Thailand, Dr. Ramana Elysium Karthu-Jew. For a thesis entitled Ancient Plant DNA to the Rescue, Unlocking Crop Genetic Diversity from the Past, Dr. Oscar Andres Estrada Santamaria. For a thesis entitled Tracking Trends in Hypoxia, A Freshwater Perspective, Dr. Kayla Louise Gilmore. For a thesis entitled Optimizations to Hybrid Monte Carlo for Lattice QCD, Dr. Taylor Ryan Haar. For a thesis entitled The Thermochronological Evolution of the Northern Gawler Craton and Northern Adelaide Rift Complex, Dr. James William Hall. For a thesis entitled Studying Transition Metal Chemistry Inside a Metal Organic Framework, Dr. Michael Thomas Huxley. For a thesis entitled Investigating Respiration and Gas Exchange in the Aquatic Bug Aphelochirus estivalis, Hemipetra aphelochiridae, and surface-dwelling and subterranean diving beetles, Coleoptera dieticidae, Dr. Carl Koch-Jones. For a thesis entitled The Gastronomic Experience of Fine Australian Wines of Provenance and Food Pairings, Dr. Marcel Kustosh. For a thesis entitled The Neurogenic Potential of Stem Cells is Altered in Mucopolysaccharidosis Type 3A, Dr. Rebecca Jane Lehman. For a thesis entitled Linking Chemistry and Sclerochronology to Physiological Processes in Fish, Dr. Jasmine Carmel Amina Martino. For a thesis entitled Understanding the Causes of Human Wombat Conflict and Exploring Non-Lethal Damage Mitigation Strategies for the Southern Hairy-Nosed Wombat Lasiorhinus latifrons, Dr. Casey Lauren O'Brien. For a thesis entitled The Colonisation of Canola Crops by the Diamondback Moth, Plutella xylostella linnaeus in southern Australia, Dr. Kim David Perry. For a thesis entitled Cell Wall Biosynthesis in Barley Powdery Mildew Bloomeria graminis, former specialist Hawdy, Dr. Trang An Pham. For a thesis entitled Search for Supersymmetry with the Atlas Detector, using the recursive jigsaw technique in zero lepton final states, Dr. Anam Qureshi. For a thesis entitled High-Resolution Molecular Spectroscopy with an Optical Frequency Comb, Dr. Sarah Catherine Scholten. For a thesis entitled Non-Self-Mutation in a Drosophila Model of Expanded CAG Repeat neurodegenerative disease, Dr. Andrew William Scott. For a thesis entitled Elucidation of the Ammonium Major Facilitator AMF Family in Plants, Dr. Apridia Situmarang. For a thesis entitled Nutrient Cycling Between Litters and Soil After Fire in Native Woodland and Pinus radiata Plantations, Dr. Erin Sterling. For a thesis entitled Ecology of Cat-Borne Parasitoses in Australia, Dr. Patrick Leo Taggart. For a thesis entitled Integrated Analysis of the Movement and Ecology of Wild Dingoes in the Arid Zone, Dr. Jack Tapler. For a thesis entitled Factors Affecting Cadmium Uptake and Distribution in Barley, Dr. Maureen Thomas. For a thesis entitled The Next Generation of Ancient DNA Research, a series of methods and approaches to improve our understanding of the evolutionary history of species in general and European bison in particular, Dr. Isla Laura van Loonen. For a thesis entitled Application of Synchrotron-Based Spectroscopic Techniques, XAS and XFM, towards probing the cellular metallome, Dr. Jason Lee Wedding. For a thesis entitled Chemokine-Mediated Control of Immunity to Tumours and Infectious Pathogens, Dr. Carly Elise White. And for a thesis entitled Regional Carbonate Geochemistry and Biogeochemistry for Copper Exploration on the York Peninsula, South Australia, Dr. Karen Diane Wolfe. Chancellor, this now concludes the presentation of graduates from the Faculty of Sciences and for this ceremony.
Thanks, Keith. Well done. I'm very pleased now to present Dr. Yasmin Carmel Amina Martino, who will present the afternoon speech. Jasmine was recently awarded with the Doctor of Philosophy, just losing my place here, and she'll give the valedictory address, and we're delighted to have her. Jasmine.
Thank you so much for that introduction. I am honoured to stand before you today as a representative of this University of Adelaide graduating cohort. It has been a tough but rewarding journey for all, and this is a day of celebration. On behalf of the cohort, I would just like to say thank you to all who have supported us along the way. Family, friends, classmates, teachers, we are forever grateful for your endless encouragement and support. I would particularly like to say thank you to my loving parents and my 3 incredible supervisors. We stand on the stage together. The ocean is beautiful, the ocean is full of wonder, but thanks to my efforts, the ocean is slightly less unknowable. Today, I graduate with a PhD in marine science. This was a particularly tough challenge as my undergraduate degrees were particularly unrelated, a double in law and biological sciences. Most of what I knew about marine life was gleaned from being dragged along as a child on mostly unsuccessful fishing trips. The learning curve was steep, but I am a testament to if you work hard enough and you are passionate enough, you can do anything. I had quite a diverse time at the University of Adelaide. I raised hundreds of baby fish, trekked through the hot desert counting insects. I lived aboard a commercial fishing vessel for 2 weeks, ultrasounding and tagging pregnant sharks. I travelled to Latvia and Taiwan to present my research at international conferences. It has been an unforgettable and extraordinary journey. A PhD is like a labyrinth, a maze. In both, you journey onward, tirelessly and relentlessly. It is seemingly never-ending. You take unexpected paths and come across countless dead ends. But at last, you reach the finish line, and there sits your prize. It is not only your beautifully bound, hard-copied, gold-etched thesis, but it is you, the forged-in-fire champion you put blood, sweat, tears, and years into becoming. My PhD has taught me skills that I will carry with me for the rest of my life. My time at the University of Adelaide allowed me to follow my passions, get my hands dirty, and push myself mentally further than I thought possible. I know whatever the future holds, I am prepared and I am ready. You all sit before me today because you are filled with strength and resilience. University is hard, the constant demands and pressures and sacrifices, but you have done it. You have achieved your goal and you have been proved worthy. You may end up working in a university field, but you may not. Either way, your university experience forms a solid spring-off point for any direction you take. You have been taught how to learn, how to communicate, how to negotiate, how to meet relentless deadlines, and these skills are transferable to every single path that you will take in life. But these skills are meaningless if we don't couple them with compassion and empathy. Each and every day, each and every choice is a chance and an opportunity to make the world better and brighter in our own little way. Sometimes it can be easy to be paralysed by all that's happening around us. Remaining positive and focusing on what you can do as an individual is the only way forward. Incremental changes are the building blocks of science, and in the same way, small individual actions build towards measurable change. And know this, each and every time you try to make the world better and brighter, you will inspire the people around you, and they too, not even always consciously knowing it, will take up the mantle and fill the world with light alongside you. Today, I am filled with pride. This is a room filled with greatness. You are the leaders of tomorrow and you will shape the future. Celebrate your achievement. You have worked hard and you deserve it. The pathway before each and every one of you is bright and it is full of promise. Congratulations to you all.
Thank you, Jasmine. It now gives me great pleasure to congratulate all of our new graduates here today. Be proud of what you've worked to achieve. Remember those who've supported you to reach this end. I wish you every success in this new exciting phase of both your life and your career. As graduates of the University of Adelaide, you are its alumni and ambassadors. Over the years since the university was established, its alumni have made enormous contributions to the community, both here and throughout the world. And today you join a community of over 147,000 graduates located in 134 countries throughout our globe. We have 17 global alumni networks, including 8 international networks. So you're amongst friends. Could I also thank those who participated in today's ceremony, Patrick, the mace bearer, Jasmine, and also Scott Ashby, our speaker. One thing I do want us to recognise is today is a day for our graduates, but they would not be there without the guidance and tutelage of our professorial staff. It's appropriate, I think, that we acknowledge their contribution in the educational journey of our graduates. Thank you. I would ask our graduates to remain seated. Would everybody else rise and once again join with me in congratulating our students? Would the audience remain standing? Would our graduates now please stand for the academic recession? I now declare this congregation adjourned.